Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Café. I am the Café Boss. I am known as the Café Boss due to my being a retail management professional in which many people called me the boss, and also my love for a good cup of coffee. So over time, I was nicknamed the Café Boss. During my career in management, I spent over 30 years in the pet industry. One of my great pleasures was uniting a pet with its forever home and forever family. I was asked many times by parents just like you, which is the right pet for their child and family. Here is some of the advice that I gave them. Hamsters, gerbils, and guinea pigs, beginner pets for Christmas. Hamsters, gerbils, and guinea pigs are little rodents that children often want as pets. A hamster or gerbil can be an excellent way to get your child acclimated to caring for a mammal that they can pick up and pet. Hamsters and gerbils require a little care, but can be a fun pet for a child to have. Many people do not know the difference between hamsters and gerbils. Both are members of the rodent family. Hamsters are fluffier and larger. Gerbils are smaller and not as furry. There are, however, specific guidelines that I would like to share with you today to follow when getting hamsters or gerbils for your children. Number 1, hamsters and gerbils will not coexist. You cannot put a hamster and a gerbil in the same cage. Number 2, hamsters and gerbils can be very territorial. If you want more than one of each, get 2 litter mates. That means hamsters and gerbils that came from the same litter and put them in the same cage from the beginning. Please do not introduce a new hamster or gerbil into a habitat that already has an existing pet. They will not get along. Now, some people may tell you that there are ways they can go around it. That may work in a few cases, but in my years of experience, you are better off just getting 2 litter mates from the beginning. Number 3, these creatures cannot be trained no matter what that person at the pet store is going to tell you. Point 4, make sure that you have a wheel in the cage. These animals love to run on a wheel. You must have that in the cage. Number 5, if you have 2 of the same creatures in a cage, make sure that they are the same sex. Otherwise, you will have a lot of little gerbils or hamsters running around. Point 6, use a fish tank instead of a plastic rodent cage, as the animal can sometimes gnaw through the plastic and kick the litter out of a wire cage. Point number 7, expect the animal to live approximately about 2 years. So that's something to consider when you want to get a hamster or gerbil as a pet for your child. Hamsters and gerbils can be fun pet for kids, but do not allow yourself to be convinced that the animals can be trained to go in one spot in their cage, because they can't. The hamster or gerbil will go all over the cage, including close to where they eat. Rodents are not known for their cleanliness, despite what somebody may tell you. Both hamsters and gerbils are equally friendly, and both will be nocturnal. You can teach the animal to live according to your clock by covering the cage at night with a towel. Many people take the wheel out of the cage when sleeping at night. That teaches the animal to learn to use it during the day and does not keep the entire house up at night by running in the wheel. So that's something that you must remember. They are nocturnal creatures, which means they sleep during the day and they like to run around at night. So they may not always be the most interactive with your child, because while your child is awake during the day and wants to play with them, they may want to sleep and vice versa. That's something for you to take in consideration when choosing this as a pet for your child. A fish tank makes the best container for the hamster or gerbil. There are fish tanks with a netted top that cost a little bit more money, but are well worth the investment. These are typically used to keep lizards, but work very well with a hamster. So you can just get a regular cage, 10-gallon tank, 15-gallon tank, and just get an appropriate wire netting on top, and it'll work out fine for you. In addition to a wheel, you can also put in an empty roll of toilet paper into the cage for the hamster or gerbil to run into, but rest assured that they will chew that empty roll up very quickly. To set up your hamster or gerbil cage, you need to have a bottle of water that will drip down, or a bottle of water that drips down whenever the creature sucks on the tube. These are sold in pet stores everywhere and come in a variety of sizes. The bottle will hook onto the side of the cage, and you can easily refill it when it gets close to being empty. And you always want to make sure that you clean that bottle every time that you refill it so you don't let mold grow into it. You will also need litter and a bowl for food. The bowl should be ceramic. If you purchase a plastic bowl, the pet will eventually chew it up. Hamster and gerbil food and litter are sold in pet stores everywhere and even discount stores, so you can get them wherever you shop. You should also ensure that the animal has something to gnaw on, such as wood. There are wood gnawing objects sold in pet stores for the animals as well. Your hamster or gerbil must have something in which to gnaw on or chew, because the teeth of the rodents continue to grow. They have to keep grinding at something to keep their teeth from growing to the point where they can extend through the roof or the bottom of their mouths. If the animal does not have something to chew on, the teeth will continue to grow to the point where the animal gets an infection and dies. So please make sure that they have something to chew on. It is extremely essential for them. The care of the animal or gerbil is not very difficult. You should have some container to put the animal in when you change the litter. Older children can quickly learn how to change the litter in the cage, but should be aware of the hygienic factor and must be sure to wash their hands thoroughly afterwards. Always have sanitizer or disinfectant. It's a good habit to teach your children whenever they're cleaning anything in the habitat. Younger children can observe the hamster or gerbil and be taught to ensure that the animal has food and water. The hamster or gerbil can be taken out of its cage and allowed to run around. However, they're going to get lost. This is the reason why many people use a hamster ball. A hamster ball is a large plastic ball that you can put your pet in close up and allow it to roam around without the fear of the animal getting lost. The hamster ball has holes allowing the animal to breathe. However, the holes also allow waste from the animal to get all over the carpet. So please make sure that you vacuum thoroughly after the hamster has been out rolling around the ball among the family. If you have another animal in the house, particularly a cat, never ever allow the hamster out without the hamster ball. A cat will kill the hamster within seconds, as this is their natural prey. Even having the little guy in a hamster ball when a cat around is likely to agitate the hamster or the gerbil and frustrate the cat, so please keep the two apart. Younger children will enjoy playing with the hamster and gerbil, and if they're handled often, they will not bite. They may bite at the beginning, but once they get used to the child or you, they will not bite. Young children should be supervised around any animal, particularly around a hamster or gerbil. Children must be sure not to squeeze the animal to death, and you should also be sure that the animal does not bite. Generally, they will bite in self-defense, so if you squeeze it too hard, they will bite. Again, the key to getting the animal not to bite is to make sure that it is handled in a peaceful manner in which the animal feels safe. Any animal will bite when they feel threatened. It is a natural reaction. Your children can also be in charge of making sure the animal has fresh water. Although the bottle will last for a few days, it is recommended to change the water every day to give the pet fresh water. You can allow a child to do this daily to provide them with some responsibility towards the pet. The animal must be fed every day, and the typical rule of thumb is to make sure the bowl is filled all the time with food. Some hamsters and gerbils will knock over the bowl and scatter the contents. Again, these animals are not known for being neat. As a matter of fact, many of them are known to literally take the food out of the bowl and hide it in a specific corner. So don't be surprised if you see your pet doing that. That is their nature. Again, never put two older animals together in the same cage, as they will fight to the death. Expect a hamster or gerbil, if well cared for, to live for about 2 years. Other rodent family members that people use as pet include mice, rats, and guinea pigs. These creatures generally require the same type of care as hamsters and gerbils, but guinea pigs are much larger. Many schools will have a hamster or gerbil or a guinea pig as the class pet. The one key thing with a guinea pig that I will advise you from today is that guinea pigs require more than one to live a long life. As a matter of fact, it has been proven scientifically, and in many European countries, it is against the law to have only one guinea pig in a household. You must have two, because a guinea pig will lose about 2 to 3 years of its lifetime, because it will die of loneliness if it does not have a mate. So be very careful if you choose to have a guinea pig as a pet. I strongly recommend that you do your research before you decide on getting a guinea pig as a pet, but they are great sociable pets for children. But you must have more than one, is my best advice to you. Even though many people fear them, rats make the best pets in the rodent family, as they are generally the most intelligent of all the creatures. Mice are often used to feed snakes and other large pets, and have a much shorter lifespan than the average gerbil or hamster. So please, do your research before you choose on which pet you want to get your child for Christmas. So parents, please remember the following tips. Do your due diligence on choosing the right pet for your family and children. Adopt first when possible and save a life. Once you get a pet, it should be forever in your home and hearts. I hope I was able to answer some questions for you today on choosing the right pet for your child and family. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe button at the bottom of this video. Thank you again, and I hope to see you soon at the cafe.